and there's more than one of you. Quite a few of you, actually.
All right, don't forget, of course, we're being heard and seen around the world on our live video stream, which just fired up. And you get to that by going to our website at talk973.com or talk1041.com or weeb990.com. Top middle of the page is where the link's located. If you go to the upper right-hand corner of every page, we have a different link with a different icon. It's an icon that says On the Air Listen Live. If you click that once, you're listening that quick to our audio stream 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Weather for us today here in the Sandhills area. Let me see here. Let's that right there, and that right there, and then we can give weather out. Well, I thought I could. I hate Napster with a passion. I got to find another group. Here we go. Well, Napster, wake up. All right, weather for us today here in the Sandhills. Partly cloudy, high of 83. That dew point's going to be coming important here next, within the next month, because that'll tell you how bad you'll sweat outside. It's in check right now, but you just wait. Partly cloudy today, 83 for a high. Tonight, partly cloudy, 64. All the fun stuff starts tomorrow. 60% chance of thunderstorms and showers. It'll be cloudy with a high of 81. Thursday night, more of the same with a low of 58. And then for Friday, start out with a chance of isolated showers, give way to partly cloudy with a high of 75. Friday night, partly cloudy, 55. Over the weekend, still on the warm side, but nice. Partly cloudy, high of 78 on Saturday. Sunday, look for a high of 72. Monday, chance of those thunderstorms again, and 69. And Tuesday, partly cloudy, 67. Right now around the Sandhills, winds are calm, pressure 30-43. Solar radiation up to 21 watts per square meter, 2.58, humidity 92%. It's sunny and 60 degrees currently here at Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. All righty. It is 7:37, 37 past the hour on this Wednesday hump day. Yeah, the weekend's just about gotten here. And we, of course, will take, like you, will take off Friday for Good Friday. And enjoy an extra day over the Easter weekend. And we'll be back here on Monday. Okay, business out of the way. Let's see here. We'll start out with sound bites. We'll do that first and go from there. Get up here to the newsy news. And then there, news. Nope, don't want that. Yeah. All right. Man allegedly disguised as a construction worker opened fire in a subway in Brooklyn yesterday, injuring dozens after setting off smoke bombs. Here is Yav Montano, a man who was in the subway at the time of the shooting, describing what it was like.
Coughing and breathing. The same gentleman that was next to me, he was telling people to take slow breaths to try to calm them down. There was people just panicking, focusing on getting out, trying to push themselves out. My mask was black with smoke, both sides. You can't use it anymore. That's how thick the smoke was. Couldn't see anything. Eyes were burning.
I just wondered, the guy shot 33 times. Nobody has life-threatening injuries. And he's standing in a crowded subway. Seems like it'd be a lot. 23 or 28 people got injured.
He hit quite a few people. But again, there was a lot of smoke and all that. So looked like a lot of leg shots from some of those videos. And you can expect this. You can expect this story to disappear relatively quickly because they've already discovered he's a black nationalist and had an extensive YouTube channel with all kinds of stupidity on it. So, yeah, it'll disappear pretty quick.
Yeah, NBC, ABC, CBS, New York Times, Washington Post, all described him as a 5'5", heavy-set man.
Yeah.
No other description given in construction clothes.
Well, they've got.
But they
pictures,
didn't mention he was black.
They've got pictures of him out now.
I know.
Person of interest. So
I'm talking about
Yeah.
before that.
yeah, I got you. They wanted to, but it still was out the same day. You know, when they put the pictures out. Initially, they didn't want to make any judgments or whatever. And actually, initially, they were saying he was a mentally ill individual and all this kind of thing, and now they're finding out he's just
Well, CNN described him as a black gentleman.
yeah, he's a racist, black nationalist, and he should be put away, you know, for a good long time, and we'll see what happens. It's New York, so there's no telling.
No telling how Joy Behar will, not Joy, but what's her name? Joy Reid will handle this.
Well, you know, in other news, Whoopi Goldberg is not on the.
Yeah, she's out. She's off doing the movie project.
Well, maybe, I don't know.
She does that Star Trek stuff. She's on that.
Well, yeah, and does it badly, so you know.
Well, yeah, but at least she's off the View. And get some other numbnuts up there to do it. All right. Well, also, Comedy World lost a icon yesterday. Gilbert Gottfried lost his battle with muscular dystrophy. He died yesterday. He was 67, so he hadn't even started yet living. Gilbert was a legendary comedian, also known as the voice of Largo, the parrot from the original Aladdin, and the Affleck duck. Here's a little montage of his work from things like Aladdin, the Affleck commercial, and Hollywood Squares.
Hi, you schmucks! No, 1,000 times! No! Boy, Jafar's gonna be happy to see you. I did no preparation. I just went in and had fun with it. Affleck!
When she heard that Phileas Fogg had done it in 80 days, journalist Nellie Bly beat him by doing it in 72 days. What did she do?
Get through to the cable company. Wow, why do I keep having these silent farts? What's wrong with me? And the doctor goes, well, first of all, you're going deaf.
I used to like Hollywood Squares.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yep, and Paul Lynde, his little comebacks.
Yeah,
That's why they gave him the center square.
Yeah, they
Get caught on more.
they had a lot of good people on there. It was a funny show.
Yeah, it was. The only one I didn't like was Tom Bergeron. He wasn't that. I didn't like him.
Yeah, well, you can't
But I
have
could live
everything.
through him, huh? There are worse. Could have been Joy Behar up there.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, let's bring the whole show down.
Gilbert was the voice of Affleck until he got fired. He did an interview. He got fired tweeting a joke about a Japanese tsunami. And he did an interview with Joy Behar and talked about how nothing should be off limits in comedy.
And the media kept saying, and these insensitive comments and remarks. You know, they wouldn't call them jokes, because if you say jokes, people go, yeah, jokes. And then they go, well, they were jokes. A comedian said that. Well, that's what comedians do. But they were kind of on the tasteless side. But this was Gilbert Gottfried, right? Has he ever said something tasteful?
No.
No. So what is the actual news item here? Yeah.
So in your mind, Kelly, is there anything off limits in comedy?
No.
There's nothing.
No. If you were to drop dead right now,
You'd make a
I'd
joke.
turn to the camera, I'd have an hour on it.
I guess you could come up with a tasteless joke or whatever. Hey, too soon to joke about.
Oh,
something.
he's got a whole
Yeah.
list of tasteless jokes he did on stage.
I know. I just I mean we're killing comedy with all this Democrat
Correctness.
stupidity.
Yeah. Let's see here. Let's see. Gilbert Godfrey on clothes shopping with Calissa Flockhart. Here we go.
You know, sometimes I like to go clothes shopping with Callista Flockhart. Whenever she puts on a new outfit, she always goes, "Does this dress make my spinal cord look big?" Finally, I got word and I took her to the doctor for a checkup. They don't actually x-ray her. The nurse stands behind her with a flashlight. Last time they said, "We're a little worried. We found a suspicious lump." And then they said, "It's okay. She swallowed an aspirin." First time I met Callista Flockhart was in a restaurant. She was trying to get something that was stuck in her teeth. So I walked over to her and I said, "Toothpick?" And she said, "Jew!"
Well, I don't know. You can have a laugh at that, but not anymore. People just go nuts about jokes.
And lastly, we got Gilbert Godfrey jokingly describing his career on The View, which was always edgy.
My career is somewhere between early morning programming and hardcore porn. I'm somehow walking the tightrope there. It's a very scary thing that way.
And I guess there's only one thing left to say. Rest in peace, Gilbert. And one last word. There you go. This almost turns my stomach. Jennifer Lopez.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Some of the elite and famous. She was enjoying a bubble bath. And she said, quote, Ben Affleck came, I'll let her tell it.
It was totally unexpected. My love came in, Ben came in, and he got down on one knee, and he said some things that I'll never forget. Then he pulled out a ring, and he said, "Will you marry me?" And it was the most perfect moment. Feeling so lucky. It's not often you get a second chance at true love. We feel very lucky. I love you.
I love you too.
Yay! Going to the chapel and we're gonna get married.
Thanks.
Excuse me a second.
Yeah.
Forgive me for a second. Couldn't hold it back. All right, let's see what the late night Eunuch boys had to say. After Gilbert Godfrey, they can't say much that's funny.
No.
You'll give him a shot, though.
Steven Seagal turned 70 over the weekend. Steven Seagal lives in Moscow now. He became a Russian citizen in 2016. Steven gave thanks and declared his love for his adopted Russian friends. It's like the whole second half of his life went straight to DVD. Meanwhile, the biggest story in show business is that Britney Spears is pregnant with her third child. Their father already signed the kid up for a 6-month residency in Vegas. So Britney is 40. Her fiance/manager is in his 20s. Around here, we call this the reverse DiCaprio. And
yep, they failed once again.
Yeah, it's like that's never happened before. Older woman, younger man. Okay, come on. What do these guys do sitting around thinking of whatever this trash is that they come up with?
And when you entrust your precious children to a babysitter and you go out on the night, and do you ever wonder what they're doing for entertainment back home? Perhaps the babysitter's putting the kid in the dryer to let him go round and round.
Oh, wonderful.
Or she just puts him in there.
We're not sure, what caused this to happen. Just based on the interview that the detective had with the kid as well as the parents, it doesn't seem to be a behavior problem. So I'm not sure if it's just something that was going on with her. The child explained to the mother that he was in a lot of pain. And that's when the mother questioned, well, how did all of this happen? And that's when he explained that the babysitter had put him in the dryer.
Okay.
All right. Is that the cop?
Here we
giving that
go
interview?
round. Here we go round and round, round and round. Thank goodness it wasn't a washing machine. Spin cycle be hell, wouldn't it? Canadian pizza delivery drivers being accused of stealing a family's cat and then dropping it off 6 miles away from their house. He says he thought it was a stray cat. Mm-hmm. Here is Carlo and Rebecca Belfort talking about what they saw happen on their security camera footage.
He just kept telling me I thought it was a stray cat.
Why didn't you bring him to the SPCA? If you can't keep an animal and you're so concerned for its welfare, why did you dump it?
Like, I'm just going to keep going. I cannot rest or stay here or be here knowing my cat is up there with no food, no water, alone,
scared,
no shelter.
Wonder how they got him back. Maybe somebody found the cat and there was a number on the collar.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A divorce lawyer on TikTok is catching heat after claiming women should avoid marrying men with those 5 jobs because they tend to be the messiest to divorce. And those 5 jobs being pilot, surgeon, firemen, cops, and members of the military. Then she should double down and said the messiest woman to divorce are stay-at-home moms. Here you go.
The top 5 professions of husbands that women should avoid, in no particular order: fireman, police officer, military, surgeon, and pilot. If you look at these professions, what do they all have in common? The men in these professions, they're gods in their profession, right? They are treated with a tremendous amount of respect and they have a lot of responsibility. And they tend to be very narcissistic and very controlling.
Notice they didn't say morning show host.
Yeah, okay.
I had a friend who was a morning show host. And this is a true story. He did mornings at, I won't say what station to give it away. But he did mornings at a station in Raleigh. And, of course, when you're doing that, while your wife knows exactly where you are for those 3 or 4 hours or 3 hours, however long your shift is. So they know you can't possibly be coming home. Even if you were caught moving out, he can't possibly get off the air and come get you because he's tied up. And that's what she did. She waited till the stroke of wind he started going on. She pulls in with the truck, starts loading her stuff up, and before he got off the air, she was gone.
Okay.
And he comes home going, what the? It wasn't like that at 4 this morning when I left.
Well, same thing for the others. I mean, I know plenty of people in the military. You know, you go out on float, 6-month deployment or whatever, and they get back and it's there's nothing there.
Somebody else is living in your house,
and nobody else is paid the nobody's paid the bills. And all of a sudden your life is upside down. It's bad. We were pulling in back to Radio Island there at the Moorhead City area, and that's where they used to. I don't know if they still use it or not, but you'd load up and debark on the amphibious ships up there, and we're pulling back in after a 6-month deployment, and you'll have a lot of family members kind of in the area. They're not supposed to be there, but they show up, and this one this individual that was on float with us, he's standing there and he's waving. There's his wife down there. He's waving, and she was in the military too. And she comes up the ramp and comes up to the O3 level and slaps divorce papers on his chest and turns around and walks right. And he's standing there, going through these papers, and it's just. What are you supposed to do? And she had cleared everything out. She had 6 months to get all this.
Welcome to the life of a Marine.
Yeah, well, hey, it happens to all of them. If you're deploying somewhere, it's happened.
The heart grows fonder.
Yeah. Well,
yonder.
The other thing that's common amongst those 5, what did she say? Police, firemen, surgeons, airplane pilots, and what was the other one? I can't remember, but the other thing that's common are the odd the odd hours that you're working. Surgeons up early, first thing in the morning. This, that, and the other thing, and they're tending patients well into the evening. Cops,
but
firemen.
They're bringing home a few $100,000 a year.
All right, doesn't matter. They're gone a lot. Cops, firemen, they have odd hours, odd shifts, etc. Pilots, they're coming and going. They make great money too.
Well, they kind of knew they didn't have a 9-to-5
the
job when they married them.
All right, that's not my point. My point is they have odd hours. They're gone a lot. It's just there's not a very good schedule to try to maintain your marriage around, etc. That's the point there, not how much money they're making. I know they make a lot. I know some of them make a lot of money. Some of them don't. Fine. But, it's just tough, try to make a family life when, firemen are day on, day off kind of thing. Police officers, night shifts and things like that. And they move around on these shifts. And pilots, they're gone overnight, days at a time, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay. Let's check in.
Hey, you morning show guys, what, you make 6-7 figures, hell, sitting around.
We started
talking on
7
radio.
figures.
That's right.
Let's do our morning tweets.
Where's mine?
From same place mine is. From Senator Tom Cotton, President Biden's only response to inflation is to try to find someone else to blame. Monica Crowley, Biden's absurdly blaming Putin for skyrocketing inflation is going over like a lead balloon, but they have nothing else to say because they have no intention of reining it in. It'd be so easy to quickly start deflating the inflation bubble. Simply start producing more oil. That will bring the market price down. And when oil goes down, prices go down.
Yeah.
It's just that simple. When oil goes up, prices go up. And you got inflation. And it's just that simple. But, dummy systems, it's Putin's fault for his unjust war. Blah, blah, blah. It ain't going to happen. Somebody needs to just give him a little dose of economics. And who's that energy secretary, that lady?
Well, they're
dummy?
all bought into this green baloney, and that's their sole purpose here.
Well, eventually they'll buy an EV car, and then they'll be happy.
Yeah. No, they won't.
No.
And it doesn't matter because oil is so tied up in everything else. Your computer doesn't work without petroleum products.
Nothing works.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
My control board, a whole lot of it's plastic.
Yeah.
Every button, every slide pot, everything.
Your clothes, your buttons,
your
shoes.
Yeah. Even the needle they stick you with that virus shot is made out of oil.
Yeah.
So it's everywhere, and you're not going to get rid of it. It's just kind of like, I'm running out of time here. It's just kind of like nuclear energy. And they complain, well, it has nuclear waste. Well, you're going to have 50% of your waste right now comes from not nuclear energy, but medical waste.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's where it comes from. So you're going to have it whether you produce any electricity or not with it. So you might as well produce some electricity with it because guess what? It's clean. It doesn't pollute.
Yeah.
And they take those spent fuel rods and they either gin them back up to new rods or they dispose of them in a deep hole in the ground.
Yeah, there's methods to take care of some of the things you're talking about as far as weight. The way we do it, there's just stuff laying around. The French have it pretty well, managed.
Yeah.
And there's a lot less waste comparatively speaking.
Maybe we could learn from them.
Yeah. Well, we gave them the technology. We sold it to them.
Yeah.
So we just don't do it.
Well, that's because our Congress is so bad. Yeah. If we don't start flipping some of these Democrats out of there, we'll never get anything done. All right, coming up on 8 o'clock, your latest news, sports, and weather is next. John Zumwalt joins us next hour.
See temperatures today in the low to mid 80s. It's going to be very similar to yesterday with a lot of cloud cover around and breezy conditions. We have a small chance of seeing a few isolated showers. By tonight, we're down into the upper 50s and lower 60s with highs in the mid 70s and mid 80s tomorrow. Early showers will be possible, but by the afternoon and evening, some showers and thunderstorms could be strong to severe. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
Broadcasting from the top of the North Carolina Sandhills, 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM, WEEB, Southern Pines, Pinehurst, Aberdeen.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. It didn't take the NYPD long to identify a person of interest in yesterday morning's mass shooting on a subway car in Brooklyn. Police are hunting for 62-year-old Frank R. James. NYPD Chief of Detectives James Essex says police have found a vehicle that was rented by James.
The U-Haul key at the scene led us to the recovery of a U-Haul van in Brooklyn.
The attacker detonated a smoke bomb before opening fire. Heavy gray smoke billowing from the car as the doors opened at the station, with people running for their lives, the wounded staggering from the car and collapsing on the platform. A total of 29 people were injured. 10 of them had been shot. Thankfully, there were no life-threatening injuries. Authorities say that James had posted a series of threatening rants online, some of those directed at New York Mayor Eric Adams. Russia is claiming a setback for the Ukrainian military.
A Russian Defense Ministry spokesman says 1,026 troops from the Ukrainian 36th Marine Brigade have surrendered at a metals plant in the city. Russian forces moved on Mariupol in late February, and units in the city have been running low on supplies. The spokesman adds the Marines included 162 officers and 47 female personnel. A Ukrainian presidential advisor has not commented on the alleged mass surrender, but has said in a post on Twitter that elements of that brigade had managed to link up with other Ukrainian forces in the city as a result of what he called a risky maneuver. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
And Wall Street set for a higher open later this morning, at least the way things are looking now. Stock futures in positive territory. The Dow futures up 91 points. NASDAQ futures better by 65. And S&P futures 15 points higher ahead of this morning's opening bell. More on these stories at townhall.com.
How long does it take to tackle a home project? With Angie, you could cross it off your list before this ad is over. Just tell us what you need, indoor or outdoor, repair or redesign, and we handle the rest, sending a top pro to get it done. You don't have to lift a finger, except to tap the screen or click the mouse. Plus, Angie is free to use. So bring us your next home project, and we'll bring it home. Download the app or go to Angie.com. That's ANGI.com to get started.
This Easter holiday, see the movie based on the inspiring true story.
Figured it out. I'm going to be a priest.
For Halloween.
Of Father Stu.
No one wants to hear the gospel from the mouth of a gangster.
Academy Award nominee Mark Wahlberg.
Maybe that's exactly what they need.
And Academy Award winner Mel Gibson.
Man don't lose when he gets knocked down, but when he won't get up.
God ain't giving up on you. Don't you dare go giving up on yourself.
When the man comes around. Father Stu, now playing exclusively in theaters. Rated R, under 17, not admitted without parent.
The Muslim holiday month of Ramadan has seen a sharp rise of violence in Israel and the West Bank, and now Israeli authorities are cracking down.
The Israeli military has stepped up raids and arrests across the West Bank in recent days. Much of their focus has been on Jenin after 2 local men carried out deadly shooting attacks in Tel Aviv. Video shows heavy gunfire during the latest clashes there. Meanwhile, there were also confrontations between Israeli soldiers and Palestinians in Nablus. Tensions remain very high across Israel and the Palestinian territories at a sensitive time.
That's a BBC's Yolanda Nell in Jerusalem. A tourist bus collided with a truck on a highway in southern Egypt, bursting into flames earlier today. At least 10 people killed, including 4 French and a Belgian. The crash happened some 34 miles south of the ancient city of Luxor. In addition to the foreigners, 5 Egyptians were killed. Townhall.com. University of Southern California administrators not laughing at these on-campus stunts.
USC says 2 YouTube performers created panic
when they rush into classrooms to film videos. Authorities say the pranksters unleashed waves of terror and disruption during the 3 classroom takeover incidents. Pranksters are not students at the school. A judge has slapped a temporary restraining order barring them from USC's downtown L.A. campus. Jason Walker reporting.
Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell warning the GOP against fielding what he calls unacceptable candidates in the midterm elections, telling an audience in Kentucky you can't nominate somebody who's just sort of unacceptable to a broader group of people and win. We had that experience in 2010 and 2012. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Thanks for help bringing the economy back. One local purchase at a time.
Kind of uplifts you and you feel better.
It's the greatest comeback of all time. With Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
The best in-store service, unbeatable prices, locally owned. This is Catherine Phelps. Joe and I are the new owners of your local Sears hometown store, where creating relationships and helping our customer make an informed buying decision is our business. The month of April, all home appliances are up to 30% off, an extra discount with your Sears card, or 12 months, no interest. Shop your locally owned Sears hometown store in the Town & Country Shopping Center, Aberdeen.
This is the perfect time of the year to bust out all your Echo tools and equipment from Beaver Equipment. Thanks to all the storms, my new Echo chainsaw from Beaver Equipment has been getting a good workout. Beaver Equipment is the place to go for rough and rugged Echo equipment for real men. They offer 5-year warranties and are locally owned and operated. So men, get out there and enjoy your Echo Power equipment from Beaver Equipment, Highway 211 in Aberdeen, 910-944-0402.
Hi, this is Rodney Swarms with Plumbing Night. We know that plumbing emergencies can happen at any time. In fact, they seem to happen at the most inconvenient times. And then inviting an unknown plumber into your home, that can add to the stress of the situation. The Plumbing Night wants to alleviate any stress about inviting a technician into your home by guaranteeing that we have not only the very best plumbers, but also the most knowledgeable plumbers. Before any of our employees are hired, all of the employees must undergo drug testing and a thorough background check. If they don't pass, they aren't hired. No exceptions. Once they're hired and part of the team, they receive continuous technical and customer training to ensure that they are the very best at their trade. This training is week after week, month after month, year after year. This training is what got us into community college to teach the plumbing trade. So the next time you have an emergency, call the Plumbing Night. They're known for extraordinary service and integrity.
Call the Plumbing Night at 639-5555, day or night, or on the web at theplumbingnight.com. War Dogs Army Surplus is Moore County's largest selection of Army surplus. They buy, sell, and trade Army surplus, and they'll match any legitimate offer from competitors with a price match guarantee. They'll match and beat any competitor's price by 10%. With the largest selection of vintage and modern gear and collectibles, War Dogs has everything you're looking for. Open Monday through Friday, 10:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. 675 Southwest Broad Street in Southern Pines, or call 910-920-7749. That's 910-920-7749. War Dogs. We offer more and sell for less.
Leith Honda Aberdeen is excited to announce the opening of our brand new showroom. We might have a new building, but the same great people are still here, providing exceptional service and 5-star reviews.
Everyone listens to whatever concerns you have, and they find an answer. I absolutely love the fact that the technician sent me a video of the repair to my vehicle.
Expect 5-star service and attention at Leith Honda Aberdeen. It's easier here. Have a great day.
Did harsh winter weather and spring pollen leave your home or business looking tired and dingy? Let Gentle Renew clean it for you using their top-rated gentle exterior cleaning or pressure washing and make it look new again. They can clean driveways, patios, exterior siding, stained roofs, and they can even clean your gutters and windows. A local, veteran-owned family business, they will get the job done right. Call them for a quote at 910-565-9245 or visit them on the web at gentlerenew.com and see for yourself how they will make your home or business look new again.
NCN News, I'm Mike Riley. New York City police are still looking for a person of interest after yesterday's subway shooting in Brooklyn. 10 people were shot. At least 13 others were injured, though no one was killed. CBS News transportation security correspondent Aaron Barnett.
All other major metropolitan areas tell CBS News that they're increasing patrols. They're increasing canine sweeps of security systems from Atlanta to Boston to Los Angeles.
A state audit released on Tuesday says the North Carolina Department of Public Safety did not ensure Hurricane Florence disaster recovery funds were spent in accordance with legislative goals. State Auditor Beth Wood told CBS 17 funds are hard to track.
It makes it impossible. We can't in our audit say that it was or that it wasn't.
Greensboro police are dealing with a rash of armed food truck robberies. Co-owner Austin Allen was working inside of a food truck when a man walked up. He told WGHP.
It was one of those, either I'm going to get shot or I'm not. My adrenaline spiked for sure, I would say. And my thought process was, what can I do to get him out of here as quickly as possible?
As planting season starts, the weather these next few weeks will be crucial for farmers in North Carolina. Jones County Cooperative Extension Director and Field Crops Agent Jacob Morgan told WCTI.
So the weather in farming is kind of like a dance. We need it dry to plant, but then once we get the seed in the ground, we need some rain.
Residents of Irpin, outside of Kyiv, returned to their homes damaged by Russian military shelling, hoping to rebuild and get back to their lives. Oksana Lukia told us.
The houses, it's not really the most important thing in our life. Of course, we all feel pain and it's hard and it's terrible, but people are suffering, people are dying.
You're listening to NCN News.
Hi, Darcy the Cow here for Black Cow, the mature manure. Planting a sustainable vegetable garden helps to protect the environment, and there's nothing like knowing where your vegetables came from. Black Cow is a natural fertilizer with 10 times more nutrients than garden soil. Everything grows better with Black Cow, you know. That's blackcow.com.
Black Cow, the mature manure, Black Cow.
Agriculture drives our local economy. I'm Lee Ivey, Director of the Agricultural Institute at NC State University, and we are looking for our next generation of innovative leaders. If you want to make a difference and believe in feeding the world, join us at the Ag Institute, where we grow successful graduates, whether from a rural background or not. Our degrees include hundreds of internships and networking. Enroll by June 1st. 2 years, 1 degree, endless possibilities. Learn more at cals.ncsu.edu/AGI.
7 North Carolina-based soldiers who were camping with a Fort Bragg paratrooper whose partial remains were found along the coast in 2020 are facing court-martial on conspiracy and other charges. Gail Hurd has details.
8 soldiers assigned were camping on Camp Lookout National Seashore when specialist Enrique Roman Martinez was reported missing in 2020. Court records state that 7 soldiers who were the last to see Roman Martinez alive are all charged with conspiracy and failure to obey a direct order or regulation related to travel during a travel ban. Officials have said the charges are unrelated to the death of Roman Martinez. All 7 have all been arraigned, and their trials are scheduled from May to September. I'm Gail Hurd.
Amid another week of severe weather for parts of the country, a tornado struck the town of Salado, north of Austin. Hannah Hall is there.
As we got out here, the damage just became more and more apparent, and it is very obvious what came through here. Trees are just ripped up by their roots, huge trees too, you know. Broken limbs are everywhere. We see a truck that's kind of looks like it's been lifted up and onto other debris.
It's puppy fraud, and Google says it's not cute. Details from CBS News reporter Christopher Cruz.
The company has filed its first ever consumer protection lawsuit against a man in Cameroon in West Africa who, it says, tricked people using Gmail and other Google services. The New York Times reports the suit filed in federal court claims the man lured his victims using adorable pictures and fake testimonials. Some victims wired hundreds of dollars to the man and lost it all.
As more electric cars and buses hit the road, more chargers will be needed. Governor Roy Cooper and Representative Deborah Ross were at the Siemens e-mobility manufacturing and distribution system headquarters in Wake County, highlighting the importance of electric vehicle infrastructure. Mike Rayleigh, NCN News.
This afternoon, we'll make it into the low to mid 80s with a lot of cloud cover around and breezy conditions on tap. Today will be a lot similar to yesterday. We have a small chance of seeing a few isolated showers. Anything that does develop this afternoon will be quick movers. By tomorrow, showers possible early, showers and thunderstorms by the afternoon and evening, and some could be severe with a cold front moving through. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
Right now, here in the Sand Hills area, sunny and 62 degrees, humidity 91%, dew point 59, solar radiation 67 watts per square meter, pressure 3045, and winds are calm, gusting to 1. It is 8:14. Let's take a look at your Sand Hills news for this Wednesday morning. A man from Cameron was arrested Sunday after law enforcement found crack cocaine in his car. 61-year-old James Loving II was pulled over in the 2800 block of U.S. Highway 1 business in Bass. During the traffic stop, deputies conducted a search of the vehicles. As a result of the search, deputies located crack cocaine and items of drug paraphernalia. Loving was charged with possession with intent to sell and deliver cocaine, felony possession of cocaine, and possession of drug paraphernalia. The Moore County Board of Education unanimously approved Connect Virtual Academy as a standalone online school at its April 12th regular business meeting. Registration for the online school is open now, and you can contact the Moore County Board of Education at 910-947-2976 for details. And a Monday evening fire damaged a Southern Pines apartment building, leaving multiple families displaced in its wake. First responders were dispatched to Austin's Ridge Apartments off of Saunders Boulevard around 7 p.m. and worked quickly to extinguish the blaze. The bulk of the flame and damage was in the second story of the unit. The first floor was damaged predominantly by smoke and water. All affected residents made it out of their homes safely. That's your WEEB local news this morning from the Sand Hills Sentinel. And, of course, you can go online anytime to sandhillssentinel.com for more information. It is 8:16. Sports is next right here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
The Morning Sports Report is brought to you by Hughes Supply of Pinehurst. With over 50 years' experience, Hughes Supply can handle all your plumbing project needs from start to finish. Call 910-295-5541 or visit them online at HughesSupplyPinehurst.com.
NCN Sports, I'm Josh Zach. We start with the NHL and the Hurricanes. Carolina in New York last night for a showdown against the Rangers, who went into the meeting at Madison Square Garden, trailing the Canes by just 2 points for the lead in the Metropolitan Division. The Canes' Seth Jarvis scored 62 seconds into the third period to break a 1-1 tie. Captain Jordan Stahl made it 3-1 about 5.5 minutes later. New York made it interesting by narrowing the gap to 3-2 with 98 seconds left in regulation, but Sebastian Aho scored an empty netter to seal the deal. Canes win 4-2. That road win widening the Canes' gap in the Metro Division to 4 points over the Rangers with 8 games left until the playoffs. Rod Brindamore tried to downplay the importance of last night's game heading into the matchup. He was asked after it was over if he wanted to reassess his feelings about it.
You know what? It's a big game for a lot of players, for obvious reasons. I don't know how big a game it's going to end up being. It might be a big game, but it's, we'll take the 2 points and be talking about the next game as the big one.
Carolina struggled of late with consistency. They had won just 2 of their last 5 games going into last night. Now, a silver lining to Carolina's final stretch run. Just 3 of the 8 games left on the schedule were against teams that are playoff teams. Last night's game with the Rangers, they've got the Colorado Avalanche coming up on Saturday night, and then they face the Rangers again in New York on April 26th. On the hard court, the Charlotte Hornets in play tonight against number 9 Atlanta for the play-in tournament. The winner of the game will play the Nets-Cavaliers loser on Friday night to determine who will face the number 1 Miami Heat in the East Round First Series. This is NCN Sports.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon, you wish would never end.
The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
Do you believe that something great can be even better? We do. By adding sweetened peaches to creamy peach ice cream, Bluebell has raised the bar on flavor. Try a half gallon or pint of Peachy Peach today. You'll be better for it.
The good old days are being made right now.
The good old days are being made right now.
NBA action last night in the play-in tournament. Kyrie Irving had 34 points and 12 assists, while Kevin Durant had 25 and 11 helpers as the Brooklyn Nets beat Cleveland 115-108 in their play-in opener. Anthony Edwards and D'Angelo Russell combined for 59 points to lead the Minnesota Timberwolves past the Clippers 109-104 in their play-in game. Edwards and Russell helped the Wolves overcome a rough night for Karl Anthony Towns to get to the number 7 seed in the Western Conference playoffs. The Atlanta Hawks never expected to be in this position, not only after last summer's surprising run to the conference final, but here they are needing to win 2 play-in games just to make the playoffs. They've got the Charlotte Hornets tonight. New Orleans Pelicans and San Antonio Spurs, they will meet also tonight in the Western Conference play-in game. Josh Zach, NCN Sports.
As our economy gradually reopens, remember to support local.
Know you're doing the right thing and stay proud.
Be a part of the greatest comeback of all time with Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
When you need a plumber to do it all, John Cole's Plumbing is the place to call. 639-4933, 639-4933. You know Big John Cole's a local guy. When you need a pro, he's the one to try. 639-4933, 639-4933. Repair it, replace it, he does it all. John Cole's Plumbing is the one to call. 639-4933.
This is Dr. Terry Ann Sams from Sandhills Weekend Dental. Here we grow again. I am excited to introduce Miss Nancy, our newest team member.
Hello, my name is Nancy. I will be assisting Dr. Sams in your care. I look forward to seeing you.
Call Sandhills Weekend Dental today at 910-687-4423.
Eat, kiss, and smile better.
Hey, this is Steve Leader Adams. You know, for many years, I've had arthritis in my right shoulder. I was at the point that surgery was the only option. Then I discovered pressure wave therapy, available at Wright Chiropractic in Seven Lakes. Pressure wave therapy is a machine that concentrates pulses of pressure waves into your joint at a rate of 2,000 pulses per minute. The treatment is non-invasive and there is no downtime. Pressure waves help your body restore blood flow to your damaged joints and can even remove bone spurs and works on almost any joint in the body, including knees, hips, feet, and elbows. I've gone to only being able to raise my arms from 90 degrees to a full 360-degree motion. You can live pain-free too, without going under a surgeon's knife. Give Dr. Sharon Wright a call at Wright Chiropractic in Seven Lakes. 910-673-2225. That's 910-673-2225. Replacing a roof isn't just shingles. It's a complete engineered system. At Elite Roofing, we recognize the importance of that system. We're certified installers of all the roofing products we use, with over 28 years of experience in superior residential and commercial roofing. New roof, re-roof, and repair. We stand behind our work with a product and craftsmanship warranty. Call 910-757-0505 today for a free estimate or visit our website at eliteroofingnc.com. That's 910-757-0505.
Serving more people, more places, 24 24/7. If your AC breaks down, we'll restore your indoor heaven. Installation or repair, one call, we'll be there. It's your family, don't delay. Comfort's just a call away. We're Comfort Services. Comfort Services.
Comfort Services in Aberdeen wants to make sure your expensive HVAC equipment is protected. They can provide a compressor defender to protect you from power surges and brownouts. Comfort Services also urges you to consider an upgrade from those monthly filters to Honeywell Whole House Media Cleaners. If you replace your heating and cooling system now, you can choose either one of these items at no charge. Call 910-695-2665 or stop by Comfort Services on Highway 5 next to Habitat in Aberdeen. 695-2665.
Comfort's just a call away. Comfort Services.
Aaron Cooper here with Cooper Ford. To say the past year and a half has been tough is an understatement. And it's during these times that we truly value the community in which we all live in. At Cooper Ford, we continue to do all we can to pour support back into the community because taking care of each other is what it's all about. And that's why we won't have any market adjustment stickers or any of our new Fords like so many other dealers. We believe in fair and honest pricing and have from day one. So please come see us here in beautiful Carthage or visit us on the web at cooperford.net.
Cooper Ford, working hard to be your hometown dealer.
This Easter, Honey Baked Ham reminds you to slow down and reflect on the meaning of this holy season. Take the time to worship and give thanks for the many blessings that fill your life. So from Honey Baked Ham in Fayetteville and Aberdeen, happy Easter from their family to yours.
If you're like most folks, you love your home. You love your neighborhood and those that live around you. But when you go inside your home, you see that it is in need of a massive updating, especially those bathrooms, kitchen, and great room. You know that these areas need upgrading, but you also know what a task it is to do it yourself. Hi, I'm Steve Leader Adams, and I've built over 2,000 homes, and I and my partner Larry Postawade have over 70 years of construction experience and have our own remodeling business called Relive It Remodeling. We also pride ourselves on making remodeling jobs an easy and enjoyable process for our clients. We look after everything from permits to the last paint stroke. We also show up when we promise and stay until completion. And we also recycle any materials through the Wounded Warrior program. And here's one more promise. Nobody, and I mean nobody, does better quality work than we do. For your next renovation job, give me a call right here at WEEB at 692-7440 or check us out on the web at relivitremodeling.com.
The greatest comeback of all time is underway. Remember to shop local businesses. A reminder from Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
The Zumwalt Zone is proudly sponsored by Moore County Citizens for Freedom. Always looking out for you.
Hello, I'm John Zumwalt, and you're in the Zumwalt Zone. All right, as you know, there's a big push by parents to stop with all the sexual references to our kids. Stop the elementary school kids having books that have anything at all to do with sex. Most parents go to a lot of trouble to make sure their kids go to age-appropriate movies. They don't want them being exposed to sex until they're ready. And who knows when they're ready? Well, the parents. People who run our schools disagree. They believe they know more than the parent about the parent's child. Oh, and so do the people who make movies. I'll give you an example. Warner Brothers is releasing a movie called Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore. They thought it was important to mention that the two main characters had been involved in a homosexual relationships. Well, parents weren't happy with this. They asked Warner Brothers to take that scene out. Well, Warner Brothers did take it out, but not because of the parents. They couldn't care less about the parents any more than schools do. They took it out because China objected to it. And of course, if LGBTQ+, I don't even know what that stands for, especially the plus part. But anyway, they're very upset. They don't know this, but Warner Brothers doesn't care about them or their movement. They only care about, any guesses? That's right, the dollar. They had you fooled. They lose them a lot of money if China doesn't show their movies. So much for their support. I hope everyone has a wonderful day from the Zumwalt Zone.
We're going to see temperatures today in the low to mid 80s. It's going to be very similar to yesterday with a lot of cloud cover around and breezy conditions. We have a small chance of seeing a few isolated showers. By tonight, we're down into the upper 50s and lower 60s with highs in the mid 70s and mid 80s tomorrow. Early showers will be possible, but by the afternoon and evening, some showers and thunderstorms could be strong to severe. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
And now, the Sandhills' #1 morning show. Mornings with the Leader Man. Here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. And heard and seen around the world at Talk973.com.
The best part of waking up is waking up with us.
Guess what today is?
What? It's National Scrabble Day.
Scrabble, please.
Scrabble!
Strip Scrabble.
National Scrabble Day is the celebration of the original word game created over 70 years ago.
Scrabble.
Anyone for Scrabble?
Only God can make words.
Triple word score.
Happy National Scrabble Day.
Let's play some Scrabble.
It's showtime.
Good morning, Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. Welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sandhills. It's time once again for Mornings with the Leader Man. I am Steve Leader Adams. Don't forget, of course, we're being heard and seen around the world on a live video stream. That's coming at you from our website at talk973.com or talk1041.com or WEEB990.com. Top middle of the page is where the link's located. If you go to the upper right-hand corner of any of our web pages, there's another icon that says On the Air Listen Live. If you click that once, you're listening that quick to our air signal, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Weather for us today here in the Sandhills area. It's going to be partly cloudy today, warm, 83 for a high. Then tonight, partly cloudy, 64 tomorrow. All the fun starts. Mostly in the afternoon, though. It'll be mostly cloudy, thunderstorms, likely high of 81. Thursday night, more of the same with a low of 58. Friday morning, may see a few isolated showers giving way to partly cloudy and a high of 75. Over the weekend, 76 and sunny on Saturday, sunny and 71 on Sunday. Right now around the Sandhills, winds are calm, pressure 30-46, solar radiation 53 watts per square meter, dew point 60 and climbing, humidity 91%. It is sunny and 62 degrees currently here at Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. All right, it is 8:31, 31 past the hour on this Wednesday hump day, and of course it's time for the extended Zoom-all zone. And John, you got a couple of guests this morning.
Well, I do. It's a couple of people you know very well, most of you. Our first guest, Senator Tom McInnes, a state senator, represents our area. And also our first guest, because I don't want to put them in any kind of order, is Representative Jamie Bowles, two guys who are very familiar with this area. Hello, gentlemen.
Good morning.
I want to let everyone know before we start, if you're looking for a 60 minutes type expose, you're not going to get it this morning. I want you to know that we are going to have them here for a very friendly interview. I didn't tell them that when I asked them to come on, and they agreed to come on anyway. We will try to get them back for that sometime where we can ask more tough questions. But ladies and gentlemen, we've got to get Republican conservatives elected to these offices. And I'll start with you, Senator. Am I wrong? Do we need to get a large majority of Republican conservatives in the Senate and in the legislature?
Absolutely.
Tell us why.
Well, number one, we don't need to go back to the tax and spend days of our predecessors. We cut taxes, we cut regulations, we cut restrictions, we cut rules, and we brought common sense to government in North Carolina.
How many senators do you have to get a override a veto?
30.
30. Okay.
Okay, so let's talk about vetoes. How much luck have you had lately?
0.
Out of how many approximately?
About 63.
Okay, I think the number one question that people ask me as a guy who knows very little, but they want me to ask you these kind of questions is, why don't you do something to rein this governor in? And so, again, I'll stick with you for a minute, Senator. Can I call you Tom and Jamie?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Make
I
it a
think
lot
so.
easier.
Please.
Yeah.
Make it a lot
Jamie
easier.
and Tom and JD.
Well, I'd rather you call me Mr. Zumwalt.
Okay, Mr. Zumwalt.
No, you know I'm kidding. But Tom, explain to us why we can't get these anything that why the governor is acting like a pharaoh rather than being reined in.
Well, needless to say, we don't have the supermajority of elected Republicans in either side of the building. And in order to override a veto, we have to have the supermajority, 3/5 voting, 3/5 presence and voting at that point in time. And we don't have that. We're 2 short in the Senate. I believe we're 3 short in the House. We see the light at the end of the tunnel in November of 2022. And until that time, we will continue to ride this old rough and bumpy road of no override for vetoes.
And of course, that bumpy road, we're the ones who are the passengers in that stagecoach.
Absolutely.
Jamie, I have a question for you now.
First of all, I am glad we don't have to play the game, are you smarter than a 5th grader? Yeah, those are, yes.
Well, they actually have one that's a lot easier.
Well, if you come back on a Tuesday, we'll play it.
Okay.
We have one that's really easy. It's are you smarter than the state legislator?
Oh, well, yes, we can pass that one.
But
thank you.
Jamie, I have been about as critical of you as a person can possibly be. I don't think there's anyone in this county who's been more critical of you. And I want to tell you, you both need to be reelected. That is extremely important. I think you've done some excellent things. I couldn't help but notice your license plates when you pulled up. They're single digit. And that might not mean anything to people when they see you go by, except, oh, look at him. He's got a single digit license plate. Jamie, would you tell us why that's important, not to you, but to us, the people listening?
Well, it's important because when I started out, I was in a triple digit, then double digit. Now I'm on the single digit as far as Tom is too. And that's your seat on the floor. And so I'm number 4 and Tom is 9. And so we're on the front row. We're in the negotiating tables with the speakers and President Pro Tem. So that's your seniority is it's how far you've moved up.
So what that means to us is that
you
we
have a voice in Moore County.
A voice that will be listened to. So does that, may I assume from that we'll all be able to get our streets paved tomorrow?
No, sir.
Okay, well, I'm trying.
Sounds good.
I've got this question from a county official that I'm going to relate to you. The question is, right now, county officials are not allowed to look at voting machines. No one is allowed to look at them. The question is, would you entertain the idea of introducing legislation that would allow someone who's qualified, who understands the language and things that I'm not able to communicate right now, obviously, would you entertain legislation that would allow someone from each party to look at those machines and verify that, yes, indeed, they are okay?
Absolutely. But the challenge is, we go back to that veto. We've got to have a veto-proof majority because the governor basically owns the Board of Elections, just like he owns the Transportation Department and HHS. All the cabinet-level positions, they are governor's appointments. So he appoints the majority of the Board of Elections, right on down to Moore County. The majority of the Board of Elections members in Moore County are appointed by the governor. So we can bring forth all the legislation we want, but if we can't get it done, it's an exercise in futility. But just so everybody will know, I just signed on a piece of legislation saying that no piece of voting equipment can have a modem in it in North Carolina. That's just been put on as a new piece of legislation, but we all know where it's going to go when it gets to the governor's desk.
So that has zero chance of being a law.
That's right.
Right.
Does that mean a voting company in Germany is going to be monitoring what we do?
Don't think so, but we don't know, because again, we don't have control. I mean, he has absolute control over his member. He appoints the executive director of the Board of Elections.
In Raleigh, all the way down to the county level.
All the way down to the county. I mean, right here in Moore County, it's a 3-2 supermajority for him because it's 3-2.
And I would like to remind folks that we're talking to Senator Tom McGinnis and Representative Jamie Bowles. They represent you, if you're listening, in Moore County. Matter of fact, would you both take a second? Jamie, you start and talk about, because I'm frankly confused with all the realignments, and tell us what areas you do represent now, and then Tom, if you would do the same.
Absolutely. Right. Every 10 years, the U.S. Census puts out the new census report, and you take the population of the state, divide it by 120, and you have to come up with the new districts. In the new districts, you try not to split the counties, but you also do not split municipalities. So this particular year, we're in a 5-county cluster as far as the House is concerned, and that is Randolph, Chatham, Lee, Moore, and Richmond County. And currently there are 6 representatives in those districts. With the new redistricting and the population, we lost a member, and it went to Wake County because of the growth. Our area actually lost in population. So Moore County was divided up into 3, and I have the southern part of Moore County and all of Richmond County now.
Okay, my district, of course, will be the new District 21, which will be all of Moore County and the northwestern corner of Cumberland County. It'll be the base as well as Pope. It'll be Spring Lake. It'll be all 3 of the colleges there, Fayetteville State, Fayetteville Tech, and Methodist. And it'll also skim across the northern border of the town of Fayetteville. So this, again, there's 215,000 approximate number is required for a Senate seat as far as population. That same prerequisite that Jamie just mentioned. Can't cut a county, can't cut a precinct, can't cut a town or municipality. Got to be compact. And John, if you want to see something real interesting, go back and look at Senator Cooper at the time. Now Governor Cooper, look at his old district. It looked like somebody threw a wad of chewing tobacco up against a wall and made a starfish out of it. Now we all get talked about for gerrymandering. The folks that got there before we did wrote the book on it.
Well, folks, I want to editorialize here for just a second and say, if you're sick and tired, of all the things that are coming out of Raleigh, then you must vote. You must vote these conservatives back in office, and that includes Tom and Jamie. And let's talk about Neil Jackson just for a second. He's not here, but I want to see him win. I want to see him win because he's a conservative, he's a Republican, and he is from Moore County. He lives in Moore County, and it's important to me that we keep our elected conservative representatives, senators, and congressmen in Moore County because we're seeing the swamp slightly leak in. Any thoughts on that?
The more representatives we have in Congress and in Raleigh from Moore County, the more horsepower that we have. It was a great day when we had Moore County with 2 United States congressmen. Yes. And we're going to mess around and have a handful of members of the House that Jamie's going to be the senior leader on, and that's going to make a difference for the people of this area.
Yeah, and I would like to echo that I look forward to working with Neil and working together to promote more, in my other case, Richmond County as well.
Well, I thank you for that. I'm absolutely convinced that Neil Jackson will be an amazingly wonderful representative for this county. Let's talk about, all right, I've got 2 or 3 things I want to ask you about. Time may run out, but let's talk about income tax. I was one of the doubters when you first started talking about income tax. but I don't think I am anymore. Can you just talk about that a minute?
Well, I'd like to say that North Carolina, it went from 5.25 that we're headed to the rate of 3.99, and it is our goal as Republicans in the General Assembly to get to a zero personal income tax. We did the first step of that this year when we eliminated the state income tax on military pensions for our retirees. We saw the value of our retiree veterans that remain or in our state, but they were moving away to Texas and Florida because of the zero income tax to them. So we see the benefits of the zero income tax for their military pensions and keeping the knowledge and the workforce here for North Carolina. I would like to say when I started in 2008, the corporate income tax was 6.90, and today it's 2.5, and it's headed to a zero corporate income tax as well.
So you're keeping that promise, and I guess you continue to work towards it. Another reason why...
John, let me butt in on that one. Let's go a little bit further back.
Mm-hmm.
Jamie started at 5.25, and he's absolutely correct. We're bringing it down to 3.99, but when Jamie started, before I got there, it was almost 8%. Right. Personal income tax in North Carolina, highest in the Southeast, detrimental to people coming here, and certainly detrimental to business. And last time I checked, business is what creates jobs.
And also, we passed a bill together to put a cap on the income tax, and daggone if it wasn't.
It got it vetoed.
It got it vetoed as well.
Well, I'm not surprised. Another reason why we've got to keep electing conservatives. The something, Jamie, that you and I have talked about a lot, sometimes not very friendly, but I've come to realize that when there's many people that benefit from this, way more people benefit from it than are hurt by it. I understand why you have such a almost impossible job of getting rid of the tier system, both of you. The tier system, I don't know if everyone in Moore County understands it. I'll just take 30 seconds. We have a system in Moore County in which if you have been designated a Tier 3 county, like we have, they are in essence saying to us, you have more money than other people have, and so we're going to let you keep less of the tax money that you pay. Now, I believe there are 20 Tier 3 counties. That means that you've got all the legislators in those other counties that are happy with that because they get to take our tax money and keep it. So it's almost impossible for you to overcome that. Is there any hope in that at all?
Well, what we did is establish a sub-tier. There's about 8 counties that have the similar makeup economically as Moore County. They've got a pocket of prosperity surrounded by areas that are impoverished. And we have that in Moore County. And so we ran a bill to make a sub-tier to be able to give Tier 1 status to the impoverished area and keep the Tier 3 status for the wealthy area, which is what everything else is now, so that we wouldn't be getting too far out of our wheelhouse on that. We got through one side, didn't get it through the other side. So we'll be back again at the appropriate time, and it's a matter of time before we get that done because, again, there's 8 counties, I believe, maybe 9, that are in similar circumstance. And so we're not alone here. It's not unique to Moore at all because there are other counties. It needs to be fixed, and we're going to continue to work on that.
And you're talking about the rural census, right? Yeah. And that's the subtitle is the rural census.
Well, Dale Falwell, the North Carolina State Treasurer, is a guest on here every other week. Now, we've stopped that during the election season so we can get candidates on. But he is he often talks about the Department of Transportation and the terrible shape they're in. They are beyond broke. They would have to have millions, maybe $1 trillion, just to be broke. That's how bad a shape they're in. Well, they are not the most popular group of people here in Moore County because of some of the things they do. I would be remiss if I did not ask you about, for example, the traffic circle. Beautiful place. Is that maintained by the Department of Transportation or is that maintained by Pinehurst?
Department of Transportation, but Pinehurst does have influence on it because of the historical status. And that, again, as with any road improvement project in North Carolina, there has to be basically a unanimous vote of the local folks and the county folks as well, the municipal and the county. And if there's any contention, any uncertainty, any chaos in the marketplace, then that project will not go forward. There have been several opportunities of ideas brought forward by DOT to fix the traffic circle, but because of the historic designation, therein lies a problem.
What? Go ahead, Jamie.
But also, I think you'll agree, there hasn't been a consensus in the county over a master transportation plan, and they just finally agreed to one about 2 or 3 years ago.
Second only, so there were two in the state
that doesn't have one.
That didn't have one until 2 years ago.
Okay. Well, so now we have one.
Yep.
And
Got a master plan.
Hopefully we can expect. I want to be sure I'm clear on this. The DOT maintains that traffic circle. They plant the flowers and things.
I'm not sure on that. I think the city has some designation again because of the historic designation.
Yeah.
I think the pathway of the road, and I think the city has some leeway there in the decoration. There, is my understanding.
Now, as a legislator, and as, you know, who would a citizen go to if they had a complaint about the traffic circle and they wanted something different? Where would they start?
Well, I'd start with the city of the village of Pinehurst, and then of course you have a division engineer and a district engineer with DOT, and of course the division is headquartered in Carthage, and the division engineer is headquartered there.
How much influence do the two of you have over that?
Oh, well, you know, we don't have veto authority over that, but we got suggestive authority.
Right.
Okay.
They'll answer our phone calls.
They'll answer mine.
That's all I can guarantee you.
All right. Again, talking to Senator Tom McGinnis and Representative Jamie Bowles this morning. Schools. I don't know if you've been keeping up with things here. Schools are quite a hot topic here. And there's a lot of blame. A lot of people are upset. I hate to keep using the word a lot of, but there's a lot of division. How much more can the state do to help fund our schools than is being done now?
Well, I would say out of every dollar that is collected with the state of North Carolina, 57 cents of it goes to education. And that leaves the remainder to fund transportation, DSS, the whole state, the parks, the prisons, Highway Patrol, National Guard, emergency management. So we can add more to it. Do you shut nursing homes? How do you rearrange the money? They already have 57 cents of every dollar. Now granted, that's included the universities, community colleges, and K through 12.
It seems like every single time we start talking about we don't have enough money, parents want to blame the county, they want to blame their city, they want to blame the federal government, and they want to blame the state. But we never seem to blame the people who are spending the money. And that's not for either one of you. It's a comment from myself. But now that 57 cents out of every dollar that the state gives, is that true across the board, or does the tier system enter in there?
Tier system doesn't have anything to do with that.
Nothing to do with it.
There are poor school money, small school money. There's a lot of pots of money that come from Raleigh that are dedicated to different purposes. But we're not a small school here. We're not a poor school here. So you got the pots of money. You got local, you got state, you got county, and you got federal. So there's a lot of pots of money that are coming here, and it's all about management. And what I always tell people, if you don't like me, you don't like Jamie, you don't like the school board, you don't like the county commission, we're going to give you a chance to do something about it on election day.
Exactly. And that's what election day is for, and that's why it's so important. and folks, if we have a school board, which we've had in the past, that cannot take 57 cents out of every dollar the state has, and do something with that, and then the right at 50% that the county gives, maybe we need to look at the people who are managing that money, and look at them for a change. Let's talk about a couple of things you guys want to talk about. Either one of you, any subject.
I would like to just say yes, you've always beaten me up in the past about the tier system. And I don't think it plays that vital in our area here. If you're a company that's moving into the state of North Carolina, I don't think you really look at the tier system. If you want to be in the Research Triangle Park, you're going to build there. If you want to be in rural North Carolina, you're going to build there. The examples are, they're moving to Chatham County, which is, I think, a tier 2 or so, or 1. So, 2 or 3. So, I think that is, we've introduced, or I have, to do away with it, do away with the sales tax. But as you stated, we're just one vote. I'm one vote of 120, and he's one vote of 1 of 50. So, but I would like to say that Moore County is a great county to live in. I think we have great schools. I agree with you as far as the education, the spending, and accountability of money. I loved your article the other day when the school board presented a school over here at Sand Hills, knowing they couldn't build it. I think Mr. Paserno gave you that story, and how the waste of money is being spent. So I think if you get a good conservative school board, I think that's going to make a difference. I will say, as far as Tom and I, we were very honored to have worked together to get the U.S. Open and the USGA here. I think that's going to be a game changer to Moore County, and I look forward to the U.S. Opens every 5 years coming.
Well, John, the thing that's happened that's transformational in Moore County in the last 6 months is this car plant that's just announced this past week up in Moncure. That's approximately 30 miles from the county line. If you go on the north side of the county, another 30 miles up to Liberty, Toyota building a battery plant. Now, it's not been announced and it's not been talked about, but I kind of see over the horizon there that there's going to be a Toyota electric car plant potentially building right beside that battery plant. Then we just announced the Boom Supersonic Jet Factory at Greensboro, less than an hour from Moore County. So there are opportunities that are transformational that will be right around the corner for our citizens who might be willing to travel a little bit if they want to get a better, higher paying job.
Right.
Now, we got great jobs here, but this gives folks that want to travel a little bit another opportunity.
Well, 2 things as we close. First is thank you both very much for coming in. And I want to say that our schools are not that great. They're failing miserably. And we do have a lot of signs of mismanagement among the school board. We need maintenance is terrible and on and on and on, but that's not for you to get into. But I do want to make sure I get that out because the schools are not doing that well. And second, are you too accessible? How do people call you? Because you get blamed for everything, and I blame you for everything, and so does and we blame the county commissioners as well. But how can people just call you and talk to you?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, yes.
Absolutely.
All right. And go ahead.
We both have Raleigh offices that are staffed every day, and I have a business here in Southern Pines, and it's amazing. Friday mornings we hold court. People come by. It seems like every Friday morning, and we talk
Friday
about
morning's
issues.
a good time to come by your place. All right. Well, does anybody ever speak harshly to you?
Oh yes.
I think I know that.
I have the initials of JD, isn't it?
I think you're right. Well, Senator Tom McInnes, Representative Jamie Bowles, and I want to throw in the name of Neil Jackson there for you to consider as you vote. We've got to keep good conservatives in office, And if they don't do what you want them to, you get a hold of them and talk to them and contact them and make them explain why they're not doing what you want. Now, can I get your word on air that you'll come back again?
Absolutely.
Yep.
All right, you heard it.
And John, two elections.
Can I get your word? You'll pass a get out of the left lane law?
I knew that was coming.
2 elections now. We got primary coming up in May, general in November. Folks got to remember their ballot is 2 ballots, 2 elections.
And be sure to
And you got to elect judges.
Oh, yeah, we talk about that all the time on here.
All right, thanks, gentlemen, for coming in and taking your time to inform us. And so it goes for this Wednesday. Have yourself a great, safe day. We'll see you back bright and early tomorrow, 7 to 9 for a thumping Thursday. Until then, be sure to support the local businesses because they're the core of our economic engine. We can do well right here, but we got to support ourselves. And don't forget also that millions of Americans have fought and they have died to give and protect the freedoms that you get to enjoy today. Live today worthy of their and their family's sacrifice. I'm Steve Leader Adams and the Leader Man, and Nick and Colt the Dog will all see you at 2 o'clock this afternoon at the dog park.